Okay, this lesson in Unit 3 is called reference angles. Okay, some key things to know about a reference angle. One is that it's always an acute angle. Two, that it's always positive. And three, it's always the distance from closest x-axis. Okay, so if I give you, for example, 108 degrees. Okay, so we need to draw that out. So if there's a quadrant, this is 0, 90, 180, 270, and then 360. Okay, so drawing 108 degrees would end up about here. So the reference angle is the acute positive closest x-axis distance. So that angle would be, what is that measurement? Okay, so to find that measurement, I would have this whole thing 180, subtract this side 108. So my angle, reference angle, is 72 degrees. Okay, let's do another example. Let's go 226 degrees. Okay, so 226. So this is 90, 180, and so it ends up in this quadrant. Quadrant 3. So 1, 2, 3. So the distance to the close x-axis would be, what is that distance? So we're going to have the whole thing, 226, take off this 180 would leave you with what's left over in here. So 226 minus 180, and that ends up being 46 degrees. Okay, what if I give you 400 degrees? So 400 degrees would be if you traveled one whole rotation, 360, and then 40 more. Okay, so I came up with that by doing 400 minus 360 is 40 extra. So 40 extra, what is this distance from the axis? Well, that would just be a reference angle of 40 degrees. Okay, one more here. What if you had negative 125 degrees? So this would mean going backwards like this. So that's backwards 90, backwards 125. So you end up in quadrant 3. So how do I find the distance to the closest x-axis? So this distance in here would be a distance of 180 minus a distance of 125. So the reference angle is 55 degrees. Okay, and it is positive, it's acute, and it's to the distance to the closest x-axis. Okay, so don't consider that negative when doing your calculations. Consider the negative where you draw it. Do you notice that I will never use 90? I will never use a 90 or 270 when doing my calculations. The calculations will always come off of a 0 or 180 line.